A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this particular session, I'm going to be talking to you about the difference between runner-chaser dynamic in the twin flame journey versus harmonization phase. What are the major differences? So friends, the runner-chaser dynamic is the initial stage, one of the initial stage of the twin flame journey, where people go through a lot of push and pull, hot and cold behavior, and there is also an acceptance and receival of this type of dynamic, where the two people are constantly running away from each other, then chasing, like one is chasing, one is running, other is chasing. And then in between, when they get tired of this ego battle, they come together, they spend some time together, and they are back to doing the same thing. A lot of people experience many cycles like this, multiple cycles. And it would be shocking for you to believe, but there have been cases where people have gone through the stage of runner-chaser dynamic for a couple of years as well. And then I'm going to talk about the harmonization phase, where the runner and chaser dynamic will be there. Still it will be there. You would still feel the push and pull, the hot and cold, or one day is happy and other day is not that great, and you're getting affected by it as well. But the biggest difference is that in the first case, in the runner-chaser dynamic, people are not aware of the triggers. They don't know that there are some issues, there is inner work that needs to be done, or there are wounds, or there are some ego versus self issues happening, like one person is full of ego, the other lacks self-respect. So this type of a triggering, constant triggering is happening because one of them is in a hardcore twin flame journey. So they are supposed to meet their mirrors till the time they don't find the perfect mirror. So till the time a person does not know that this is actually a trigger and it is a result of some wound, some past life wound that I had, or some issue that I need to work out, or I have some kind of blocks, or there is a disorder. There could be a narcissistic personality disorder influence, there could be split personality problem, and there could be bipolarity. Although bipolarity is something which you will see least in twin flame and star seeds, because they don't get too sad about themselves. Usually this happens only in the dark night of the soul phase. Feeling sad and feeling unloved and feeling unsupported, or feeling lonely, feeling like nobody understands you, all this happens during the dark night of the soul. And as I've already explained in one of my videos, that there is not just one type of dark night of the soul. There are two major types. One is a hardcore dark night and one is a subtle dark night. The subtle dark night doesn't feel that strong, but it has a lot of impact as well, because it's just happening like an undercurrent. It's going on like an undercurrent. In the harmonization phase, the two people, when they get triggered, they don't like to blame one another. They don't go and say, oh, you are the person who's doing this, you're responsible for this. And if there is a misunderstanding, they would want to clear it out, because they don't like to play the ego battles, the ego versus self-respect battle. They don't like to play it anymore. By the time the harmonization phase kicks in, most people are aware very well that it is the trigger that causes them to go away, or that causes them to feel angry at each other, or that sort of creates misunderstandings. But we have to work on these misunderstandings. If you feel that the relationship matters to you, or the person matters to you, or you feel some kind of connection with them, or everything that you have otherwise is pretty good, but these triggers, they always come and they create some drama, some turmoil, some kind of a separation. So at that point in time, you try to work out those things, but you don't work it out as a chaser or as a runner. You work on it as a neutral party, and you also think that, am I showing ego, or am I not able to forgive this person or let it go? I mean, if you are constantly feeling bitter and angry, and you're not able to let go of the situation, or of whatever reason that caused you to be in that zone, you're going to look at that reason first, and you're going to make sure that the reason is what you work on. You heal it, whatever way you want to heal it, but you heal it. The only thing that changes these two situations, the runner-chaser dynamic converting into harmonization, the only thing is one person has to let go of the ego and the other person has to remember that their self-respect is more important. They're not supposed to chase, they're not supposed to call, they're not supposed to convince. They're only supposed to put across their point and then forget about it. Move on from it. Don't even think about that person. If that person is meant to be in your life and if that person is important for you, or if you are important for that person, then they will also do their mental thinking and they will also do their emotional thinking, and they will connect back to you and they will even apologize to you, or they might even say, or they might even share openly that yes, I felt this way and it hurt me, but I understand that maybe I was overthinking about it, or I was making it a very big deal, making it a big issue, but actually it's not such a big issue. Yes, maybe I have gone through something in my childhood too. The two people in their ascension journey are in the same pace, and thus they happen to fall into the same place as well. Whenever you will see fights happening due to ego problem, whenever there are misunderstandings due to ego problem, they will not get solved because the ego of one person is bigger, okay? But if, my dear friends, whatever you're going through is correct, then you need to also have that self-respect. So you clear it out, you put your point across, and then you forget about it and you move on from that situation and you leave it to God. You let go, you don't take the control, you don't sit and think how I'm going to fix this situation, this fight, this issue. You just leave it and you let God do everything in that situation. In some cases, I have noticed that there is a no contact situation first, then which converts into contact situation, and then it starts turning into the harmonization phase. So there are good days and bad days. But when you have the bad days, that's the time you remember that this is happening because of something inside of me. It's not happening because of something which is outside of me. So I only need to work it out and I only need to fix it. Instead of expecting the other person to fix it, instead of expecting the other person to be perfect, I need to look into myself. In case I need to apologize also, I will apologize. But I'm not gonna waste a lot of time. At least from my end, I will give it out. I will keep things on the table. And then the other person can do whatever they want to do. There is always a fear, even in harmonization phase. Some people have told me that though this person has come back to me, or they find an absolutely new person, a walk-in situation, or from a false twin, they now are into the twin flame situation. So they have already gone through the runner-chaser dynamic, the toxicity, the separation, everything in the false twin. And they decided that this is not for me and I'd rather do my inner work. I'd rather do therapy. I'd rather just give all of it to it and put all my soul and mind and heart into becoming the better version of myself, the bestest version of myself, and integrating with source. Because without source integration, this twin flame journey cannot work out, starseed journey cannot work out, light worker journey cannot work out. Because some of my listeners and some of my clients and students are also one of those people who are not in the twin flame journey, but they really enjoy the channelings and they really love listening to it because it's all based on ascension, how to ascend. Obviously, there is a percentage of people who are still stuck into the, romantic fulfillment of desires or physical manifestation of some sort. So they get stuck into those lower vibrational energies and they take a lot of time to get out of it. Sometimes they are still in the runner-chaser dynamic. That's why it's happening. So after you surrender and after you let go of your ego, of your, being overprivileged, getting upset for no reason, getting insecure for no reason. When you realize all of that, then you can do your side of work. When you do your side of work, then the other person will automatically do their side of work because you will forgive that person. You will tell yourself that I don't need to take it personally. If someone is upset with me and doesn't want to talk to me and there's a misunderstanding, then I will not take it personally, especially when I have already clarified my stance and I've given enough space to that person. So that self-respect factor is very, very important in harmonization phase. And there is a huge difference in ego and self-respect. In fact, people who have high self-respect, they are the first ones who can forgive others easily and they can live a peaceful and happy life after that. Because forgiveness makes you happy more than making anybody else happy. Alright? So this one difference, if you can figure out between the harmonization and runner-chaser dynamic, that is to not let your triggers rule your life. Heal it, heal them. They just come up to the surface because they want to be fully removed forever. That's the only purpose of the triggers. So thank you so much for being here with me. For personal session, you can check out the description box. You can also book a therapy with me, and you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com once you're sure about what you want to go ahead with. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out.